There's a push underway to scrap the Lord's Prayer from Victoria's Parliament. The MPs behind it say a Christian prayer doesn't reflect our diversity, but not everyone's convinced.
It's been the solemn opening act of Victorian Parliament since 1918.
Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name.
And it was even a hit pop song by Sister Janet Mead in 1974. But now the Lord's Prayer is on its knees as State Parliament looks at diversifying.
Perhaps that would be more reflective of what modern Victoria looks like.
It will take some time because we need to find the right way of doing this.
But many want to keep the prayer.
It's a very important reflection of the Judeo-Christian tradition that's very much part of our history.
I'm a Catholic, so I participate in it, and I have no problem with the Lord's Prayer.
In 1966, 88% of Australians identified as Christians, but that's now dropped to 52%, followed by Islam, Buddhism, Hinduism, Sikhism and Judaism. 30% say they have no religion at all. The sensitive issue will now go before State Parliament's Procedures Committee, but the growing consensus among MPs is that the days of the Lord's Prayer are numbered after decades of dominance.
It's also just not inclusive for all Victorians, and we think that this Parliament should represent everyone.
The power and glory may not last forever and ever. Brendan Donahue, 7 News.
The Lord's Prayer could be on the way out at State Parliament, with the Upper House considering ditching the Christian tradition. An alternative would instead acknowledge its diversity and multi-faith MPs. Dougal Beattie with the story.
The day began with a rare show of unity, both the government and the opposition coming together to condemn Senator Fraser Anning in the wake of the Christchurch shooting.
We are as one when it comes to making a very clear point that there is no place for toxic bigotry in our civilised society.
In the Upper House, the daily recitation of the Lord's Prayer could be on the way out. A move to ditch the century-old tradition is being considered to reflect a diversity of religions in Parliament.
We need to find the right way of doing this, whether it's a moment of silence or whether it's a rotational message.
It's drawn a mixed response from MPs.
I'm also open to other religions and whatever the Parliament chooses to go with.
It's a very important reflection of the Judeo-Christian tradition.
Supporters argue the removal of the Lord's Prayer is a further separation of church and state and a recognition of Victoria's 153 religions. The Catholic Premier says a multi-faith approach is worth reviewing.
There's been no decision made on this. I think it's hardly the most important issue that we face at the moment in our state.